Right, hi guys. Today I'm very pleased to be talking to the founder of one of the biggest UK dedicated plastering channels on YouTube, with a current tally of around 50,000 subscribers at the time that we're recording this interview. Plastering for Beginners. Blaine has also a free, very popular plastering course, but I'm sure we'll get onto that somewhere in our chat. Blaine, welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm just pleased that you can take a bit of time out to tell us a bit more about the man behind the channel, and let's see if it's been just a simple breeze for you, mate. I'm sure it has. I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, mate. The first thing I'd really like to ask you, mate, is how did you get into plastering? I mean, why did it start? Is it something you always wanted to do, or did it come out of the blue? Fire away, mate. Fire away.
I fell into it, mate. I actually wanted to be a drummer.
Was it be a plumber?
A drummer.
Oh, a drummer. Oh, well, no, fair enough, mate. Yeah.
I played drums for 10 years. I've been playing since I was like 10.
Oh, wow.
I did do. And then that was the original plan.
Yeah.
Went to college, done music.
Yeah.
It's the worst course known to man.
Right.
Don't do any music in it. The music teacher was off for the whole time I was there. We just ended up playing with computers.
Yeah.
So, right that, dropped out.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, I worked at Tesco part-time, but I wanted to get some extra work. And then just ended up working at a drum studio where I was training.
Yeah.
So what I'd do is I'd trade my time, clean up studios, but in exchange I could practice for as long as I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of then started teaching drums.
Yeah.
But then my drum teacher said, "He's just going to start plastering his house, aren't they?"
Yeah.
I've never plastered in my life, but give it a go. and then, we just kind of just tried it. Don't even watched any YouTube videos or anything.
Yeah.
It took us like 2 weeks in the downstairs area, like living room, kitchen.
Yeah.
About a week sanding it down after it.
Yeah.
And then strangely enough, started picking up work. Two property developers.
Yeah.
They were too dodgy, probably like, but they just own those properties.
All right, don't mention their names then.
What's that?
I say don't mention their names then if that was a bit dodgy.
Yeah, no, well.
Cracking for me, but yeah.
Just started working with these developers, and it just kind of went from there, really.
Yeah.
And then I started working with a real plasterer.
Right.
And he showed me the ropes.
Yeah.
So that was it.
And that was your lot. What? How long have you been actually spreading now?
So I started when I was 17.
Yeah.
It was. But then I went travelling for a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, roughly on and off 13 years. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, nice one, mate.
Yeah.
And
what about yourself? How long have you been doing it?
Oh, mate, too long. 37 years.
Oh, impressive, mate.
Yeah. I tried to give it up about 10 years ago. But I took up personal training and stuff like that only because the opportunity.
You look fit.
Only because the opportunity. Cheers, mate. Only because the opportunity came along, and I thought, well, you know what? I think I'd rather do that. I've had enough of this because I'd already been doing this for a fair old whack, and because I was doing both at the same time, mate, I couldn't hack it, and because plastering's like bread and butter money. Yeah, in the end, I just knocked the keep fit stuff on the head. I thought, no, stick with it until you can retire. But that has enough about me, mate. Enough about me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what else have I got down here? The channel itself, mate. Plastering for Beginners. What kind of inspired you to start it? Did you sort of see that other guys had plastering videos and thought, I'll give it a go? Did you do it by accident? Did you?
It was accidental, really. So I used to run websites. I used to do like little niche websites.
Yeah.
And I started co-running like a beard company when I was in New Zealand. And then that kind of fell through. And I've always been used to having little projects on the go. So, and I just kind of, on the way back from New Zealand, I was thinking about this, and I thought, well, I know how to plaster.
Yeah.
I can't really see many websites about, really.
Uh-huh.
So I made the website, and the website started getting traction.
Yeah.
I get quite a lot of views on Google.
Uh-huh.
And then our first house, I was just skimming it through.
Yeah.
And my wife just said, why don't you just film yourself doing a wall?
Right.
And I was like, that sounds a bit scary.
Well, it is, mate, when you start, isn't it?
Oh, mate, it is, yeah.
For sure,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't really like being in front of the camera now, even, to be honest.
I mean, you get used to it, but yeah. No, sorry, mate, carry on.
But what are you like when people are around?
Sorry, mate, say that again?
What are you like when people are around you?
What, being on camera?
Yeah, do you mind that?
Yeah, I prefer my customer to be out if I'm filming. I will kind of say to them beforehand now, I might be doing some filming, so if you hear me sounding like I'm talking to myself, I'm just doing a piece to my camera, but I still prefer that they can't hear me and they're not in earshot. I don't mind them watching the video after. But yeah, as you say, you feel a bit self-conscious.
Yeah.
Even no matter how many kind of times you do it. Some people don't, do they? They just, like the guys that can walk down the street doing a blog, and I think, I could if there's no one else on the street. But other than that, mate, no. Other than that.
Yeah,
so,
I'm the same as you, mate.
Carry on, mate, you were saying. So the message...
So, yeah, that was the first one, really. That was the first video I shot, was ended up doing really well. And, it was accidental, totally, again, really. And then, because I was in this house that we were doing up, obviously no one was around.
Yeah.
So I just kind of made a few more.
Yeah.
And then, it just started getting traction. I don't really know why, to be honest, but it did, yeah.
I think, with YouTube, it's hard to tell if something's going to kick off or not kick off.
Oh, yeah, you don't know.
But no, you're doing well up to this point, mate. When did the...
thank you.
And then you did your... Yeah, that course that you do, that's definitely a free course, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
So, when I was running these beard company, I got into email marketing.
Yeah.
So, and that's... The basis for bread and butter was really making websites, and, email marketing was my main thing. So I just...
Right, so you had that experience. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what the course is about, where it's hard to do your videos and explain everything in one video. So instead, I'll string a series of videos of emails.
Yeah.
And it'll just be easier for anyone starting out,
Gotcha. Gotcha, cool.
Yeah.
What else have I got here? That was it, mate, yeah. Did starting a family come as a culture shock on top of work and the channel building commitments?
Yeah,
because I think because your little one's not that old. I'm pretty sure I was like watching your channel before you had the little one.
Yeah, she's coming to 14 months.
Wow,
she'll be 14 months in 10 days.
Yeah.
So she's only little, but she's a sweetheart. She's our world, really.
Oh, they are, mate. There's nothing like it. Once you can't
definitely not.
You can't describe what that's like until you have one yourself.
It's just amazing, isn't it?
It is.
So, it is. Yeah.
You can't. You can't explain the that kind of love attachment that you've got for. You can have other kids in your family, nieces and nephews, and they might be gorgeous and you love them to bits, but it's just not quite the same.
Nowhere near, though, is it?
No. What is she a good sleeper though, mate?
She is, mate. Yeah. We had a tough 3 months where we were sleeping like 2 hours a night.
Yeah. Well, that's par for the course, mate. At the beginning, it's
exactly, mate.
That's where the culture shock is. It's
God, yeah.
If you have a second one, or if you have any more, although it's still hard, that it's never the same culture shock as having the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember with our first daughter. I've got 2 daughters. They're grown up now, thankfully. And with the first one, once we brought her home. We used to go out regularly with a curry with our next door neighbours, and they'd knock on the door and say, "Oh, want to come out for a curry?" And literally, we just brought the baby back. It was probably the same day after, and they said to me, "Do you want to come out for a curry?" And I'm like, you and Bev, and I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And my missus went, "There's a baby upstairs," Suddenly it came obviously rushing back to my mind. I thought, oh no, we can't, we can't. And
we've got a little one now.
Yeah, that commitment and the sleepless nights. But other than that, mate, it's absolutely great, as you say.
It is brilliant. No, I absolutely love it. And to be honest, everything kind of switched. I mean, we were doing 2 houses up before the little one came.
Oh, yeah.
So
what, simultaneously at the same time?
Luckily, well, we sold the first one we had. Yeah. And then we give ourselves like a year to do the second one.
Yeah.
But Holly got pregnant. Uh-huh. So suddenly we had a year to do. We suddenly had 6 months.
Right, yeah.
So on the build up to it, we were so frantic just getting the house ready. By the time she got here, it felt like we're having a rest.
Did you sort out a nursery in that time as well, or think there's no rush because baby probably be in our room for a while anyway?
Luckily we had our room ready. We had our room. We had most of the rooms actually. We had all the downstairs done.
Nice one.
The only thing we didn't have done was the bathrooms and the hallways. But,
they can wait, mate.
Exactly.
They can wait.
Well, we've done the house. We're out of that one now. We're into another one. So
I mean, did you find you like when it comes to before kids, if you like want to make, obviously at work you get a bit tired doing the videos and stuff. It's all and editing. It's all time consuming, mate, as you know.
Yeah.
And tiring. But then when you throw a baby into the mix, like you say, especially the first 3 months, because I did when you said you was having a little, and my heart went out to you because I thought, wow, mate, regarding being doing this, doing this stuff and being tired is a real. How you cope is purely down to your character, mate.
Well, thank you.
So well done.
I mean, I'm a bit of a workaholic, to be honest, mate. I don't really do much, and I don't sleep much. So.
Oh, mate, do you do weekends?
No, not now.
No, good lad.
Work weekend? No, not now.
I can't.
As soon as India came, that was it. You know, it's all about India, to be honest.
Cool, mate. Because I can't believe the amount of guys that I stopped doing 7-day kind of weeks years ago. Apart from anything else, mate, life's too short, and obviously as you get older, you feel that way anyway. But some of the guys I know, they seem to be relentless. I've got a little forum, and they'll be on there on a Sunday morning going, "Well, I'm just going to bash out this job this morning," and I'm thinking, it's Sunday. It's like, oh, hey, why you a job?
What? We're still doing it now.
Yeah. This isn't me. This is other guys that that are on my forum, and suddenly they're like talking to each other because they're on jobs. And Saturday sometimes I think, oh well, fair enough if you want to work Saturday, but they a lot of the guys seem to work Sundays as well, and I just think, they've got more get up and go than I have, mate. But then I'm getting past it now.
I don't know. It's just like you said as well. Life's too short, isn't it?
Yeah. But you
probably would have done before, but not with it. No.
But you found after having her, you could kind of still cope with the way you were working and the way you were doing your videos and stuff, or did you take a little break from?
I had a month off when she was first born.
Yeah.
So I was very lucky to have that time off. You know, most people only have like 2 weeks, but I kind of always said that I want that first month of that. And then. I've just managed to always squeeze it in, really. Yeah, it's consistently done like a video a week, so
it's doing the regular commitment. I mean, I started. Well, I did a couple of videos years ago when I first kicked my channel off, and then I didn't do anything with it at all for years. And then I thought I was probably inspired by seeing yours, mate. And I thought, I'm going to stick a few more videos up there and see if they get some traction. Because there seems to be plenty of plasterers, but there still seems to be plenty of people subscribing to all the different plasterers and stuff.
Well,
And so I kind of went for it. But since I've been doing this more regular, this Ask the Plasterer live stream thing that I do, I like to promote. Obviously, I promote myself on there, but I like to promote the other guys that I've got to know since I've been doing this.
Yeah.
And where I'm kind of enjoying doing that, and the fact that most of the things I've plastered that I've filmed already, there's nothing new or exciting that I'm doing. I'm just maybe going over an Artex ceiling or skimming a wall again, and I think, well, who wants to watch me again film me skimming the wall? Because they can watch it already a couple of times on different videos of me doing that.
That's a big battle, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Sort of thing, really.
So now I'm lucky if I get one video out in a month or two, which isn't great for subscriber growth. But while I'm enjoying this camaraderie I get on this live stream that I'm doing, because a lot of the guys, because it's kind of like for customers to ask questions, or for like newbie plasterers, or even the time served tradesmen as well. And a lot of the guys that come on there are like regular plasterers on a daily basis, and God bless them, they're kind of my regulars, and they turn up every fortnight for this thing, and keep me company, which is lovely, because otherwise mate, I'll be on my own. but so I'm pursuing that at the minute. But sorry, mate.
When do you do it?
I do it every other Monday. Next Monday is my it wasn't this Monday, it was next, so every other so next Monday is my next one. It's from 7. Actually, it probably finishes about 15 minutes after you've put your little one down. It goes on from about 7 till about 8:30.
Oh, that catch the last 15-20 minutes of it.
If not the last one, because the last one I did was the first one where I brought someone in for an interview, a video interview on there. Because I've done 29 of them up to that point, but it's mostly guys typing in and asking me questions, which I answer to the best of my abilities. The guys can answer each other on the screen if they want to. When I'm not doing an interview, I have a phone line on there as well, which initially I was worried about trolls, but thankfully up to this point I've only had one, and that wasn't on the phone.
You did have one?
Just one, but that was just someone typing some rubbish, and you can just block them quite quickly, and then their stuff can't get through anymore. And
that's good.
But and that's say it's every other Monday from 7 o'clock. If you just Ask the Plasterer on any kind of search thing in YouTube, one of them will come up. But the most interesting one I found was my last one, because it's an interview as well. Which
How did it go?
It went well once I realised the technology was working. But I think I mentioned at the beginning of that, mate. If you get a chance to see it, the only thing that went wrong with that was a little bit of music I put right near the beginning, because I do a little talk to the camera first before I go into a chat or an interview. I had the music a bit too loud, but it only goes on for a couple of minutes before it gets into the proper kind of show. And I also got a copyright, not a strike on it, but a copyright on the music, because I thought it was licensed and it was free to use. And it's not a big deal, because it's only on the one video, and it's not like it's getting tons of traction or anything for me to worry about losing money on it, because I don't monetize those ones at the moment anyway. And it was all a bit but after it gets past that bit it's pretty good. But
I'll give it a watch.
Have a shift at it if you get a chance, mate. As you say, you can watch a recorded one if you can't make the live stream. But if you can make the live stream, just people see your name come up, they go, oh look, there's Blaine.
I'll change it, right? I'll get trolled. I'll just come in as Steve or something.
I'll just say, I'm Steve, I'm a friend of Blaine's. That'll do, mate, that'll do.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh dear.
So if you see Steve pop up at 8:15, you know what it is.
Oh well, mate. I'll keep an eye out for that, mate. Right, what else have we got here? Have you managed, because a lot of guys ask me this as well, unfortunately I have managed to stay injury free. Have you got any injuries going, or you pretty fit?
I've got bad wrists. That's the main. It kind of goes straight to my wrist, really. But
both hands?
Just on the one.
Oh, right.
Just on my trowel hand.
Right, yeah, fair enough.
But I usually find it flares up when I don't train. So I go to the gym quite frequently. Well, not as frequently as you used to do, but
no, same here.
2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I find that the strength training just helps to keep on top of that.
Yeah, nice.
Other than that, I've had back a little bit, but nothing major. It's wood.
No.
I'm alright at the moment. What about yourself? Do you have anything?
No, I'm lucky. Apart from I got a trapped ulnar nerve in my left arm, which is only the hook hand anyway, in it. So my little finger and the one next to that are a little bit numb. It's meant to go, but I've had it for about a year now. But it doesn't cause me major grief, so I don't tend to worry too much about it. But other than that, mate, no. Where I've kept myself fairly fit, I don't tend to have any problems. I had massive backache years and years ago, which I thought might be permanent, but once I started going to the gym, and as you say, doing strength training, it went, and I've touched wood, but I've never had it since.
I think it makes a massive difference, actually.
It does. Like a lot of the guys say that it's just making yourself go to the gym when especially if you're having a hard day spreading, and then it's kind of like get in. But you have got to more or less go straight away. If you came in, have a shower, have some dinner, and then it's kind of like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going tonight. Well, that's me anyway.
I usually go about 8 o'clock, to be honest, when Indy is down. So.
Oh, that's the point, mate. Yeah, I suppose you got that commitment to sort out. I think it's where you...
Yeah, but again, you don't stop when you're in a little one, so you don't sit down, so it don't matter, does it?
No, but yeah, I'm forgetting, mate, because as they grow up, they can become less, not less of a worry, but definitely less time consuming on your day-to-day life. But yeah, when they're little, because I've got a little granddaughter now, she's about 3, and you get the same feeling with them as you do with your first kind of little, and it is lovely. And she's as cute as anything.
What's she called?
Emmeline.
Oh, lovely.
Emmeline, bless her. And I mate, like the grandparents normally say in these situations is lovely to have them, but as you get older, you just kind of think, it's great to be able to give them back, you know. So you can go, I need to rest. But of course, when it's your own, and you're young, and it's your first part of your family, it is tiring, mate. But you just crack on because that's just the way it goes.
Oh, yeah.
But that's cool, mate.
I mean, we're very lucky in India. We are very lucky. She's such a good girl, and she sleeps. And I mean, she's crazy when she's awake, but we're very lucky. She sleeps for a solid. Don't know. She'll sleep till about 6:30 now.
Oh, that's good, mate. Yeah. You got to be getting up about then anyway, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I do now. Yeah.
Oh, cool, mate. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you know? Channel-wise, going back to your channel, do you know if you got any kind of plans to? Do you know where you want to go from here? I find it quite difficult to kind of think how can you progress.
It's kind of the same thing what you said. Really, you cover old ground quite a lot. Yeah, and I just try and do it on a scenario basis because even though you're still plastering walls, I try and see it as different jobs and you know every job there's something new kind of pops up, doesn't it? Even when you don't know it's going to pop up. Yeah. If something happens in the middle of a set or, someone will go off before another section and no one has to handle it, you know? Oh, yeah, you know exactly what it's like.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely.
And just try and film it all. Even when I mess up, you just show it all because I don't want everyone to think it's always dead easy, like dead nice.
No, well, that one... As I said, one of the guys said he used to have nightmares about rendering in direct sunlight, which was. Do you want to just quickly explain to anyone that's not seen that what it's about?
Yeah, I did. So I did. It wasn't even a big wall, really. I was just rendering this. The thing was, I needed a tower. Yeah. So it was kind of 2 levels to it. Well, it wasn't big by wasn't a crazy sized wall. But I definitely didn't hold it down enough. I just kind of threw a bit of water on. And then cracked on, but it just sucked in because it ended up getting really hot, and I was right next to the sea. So then the sea wind was hitting it, and it was directly in the sunlight. Yeah. And I just got chewed up and I just couldn't stay on top of it, couldn't flow it up, couldn't really sponge it. So I thought. I filmed it all because I was obviously expecting it to be successful. Yeah.
Well, that's the whole idea. Yeah.
And then I had 2 options. Initially I thought, right, let's just scrap that. I'll have to come back and sort it. Just don't tell anyone. Yeah. But then I thought, it's not reality then, is it? I'm not going to do every job perfectly. I'm not going to do every job right. So I just thought I'll show everyone. Make a fool of myself.
People do appreciate that though. On your one that people have commented to me about, and a couple where I made mistakes. I've got a video where I was putting on a render mesh outside. Funny enough, that was in direct sunlight as well. It was a stupid mistake on my part. It was nothing to do with the wall or anything really. The last little bit of the first coat I'd put on was a little bit too dry for the mesh to stick. Right. Because it started to pick up really quickly.
Was it just sand cement?
It was just sand cement. It had some lime and stuff in it. But and I was kind of squashing it on the wall, and it wasn't quite stuck. But instead of keeping one hand on it while I tried to get a bit more gear out of my bucket. I just let go of it with both hands, and when I'm trying to scoop a bit more gear out of the bucket, the whole thing just peeled off the wall. And of course, the weight of the cement that was stuck to it, just the whole sheet came off. And I made a stupid mistake also. Instead of putting the mesh on from the top to the bottom, I was going across the top half and then across the bottom half, so the whole length that I was putting across the top, it kicked and it just went all the way. And I thought, oh god. But people said, oh, thanks for leaving that in, because it's nice to, as you said, to see people making mistakes, and that it can happen to the best of us, which gives gives them hope. Especially the newbies. So
I learned so much from that experience, and to really hydrate the walls instead of just doing like menial tasks, and do a proper job at keeping the suction low, and obviously trying to avoid rendering in direct sunlight. Actually, the last video I did was re-rendering in direct sunlight, but just time of year, and it wasn't too bad. And you just got to. I just feel you've got to show people both sides, haven't you?
It's just it's just when you're trying to do a job, if you are under some kind of pressure, setting up your camera and turning the thing on and off, and you kind of like, I could do it just cracking on with this, but having to stop and go, hang on a minute, I've got to my camera's moved, or I need to turn it off. I'll turn it on.
Realise they say like, you're getting a party hit. I'm like, but also trying to film, talk to you, explain what I'm doing. Yeah. Stop to press record. Stop to unrecord it. You're just spending more time doing the video side, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I like messing about with videos. Actually, it'd probably be quite a nice job to be someone that films other people doing the plastering and just does all their editing and stuff instead.
So, you might have found the market. Your way out.
Well, you've got to look into these things, mate. moving ahead.
I mean, the next thing, I'm going to try some venetian, I think. I bought a starter kit.
That's quite a popular thing. Quite a few of the guys that I've seen on the Facebook forums as well have started doing a lot of this venetian stuff, which I don't have a clue about. I've heard of it, and I've seen some of the stuff, and some of it is beautiful. It looks absolutely great. But at this present moment, I have no idea how the system works. But you're going through it, yeah?
Well, it's a new avenue, isn't it? And I think it's going to kick off.
Yeah, I think you might be right, mate.
I give it a go, and then I might as well show people how I get on. You can really watch me mess up there. But as long as I say I'm a complete beginner,
I think for the guys the other guys that are contemplating doing it, if you kind of like get out there now and say, right, well, I'm contemplating doing this and I'm going to film it, warts and all, then they're probably going to be straight on there, mate, to go, well, I'm going to see how Blaine gets on, and I'll give it a go at the same time as he's giving it a go, and hopefully, mate, they'll learn by your mistakes while you're doing it. And there you go, mate. That's where you got to move forward in the old channel. That's what that'll probably be it. So,
mate. So I've got to give myself another few weeks, and I've already set up a little plastering my wife's uncle dad's.
All right.
He's got it and he's doing everything, but I said to him, can I practice on your walls, and hopefully negotiating that tomorrow, and that'll be the first one.
Oh, nice one, mate. Nice one. Yeah, get that on some video, mate. Be nice to see. It'd be nice to see. I'd rather watch someone that I knew, mate, than someone I've never known before or watched before. One of the other guys asked what your worst customer experience might have been. I mean, being a great plasterer, mate, like myself, you probably I haven't really had any, but anything spring to mind?
Yeah, well, just not getting paid.
Right.
I was working I was in Australia. I was doing some rendering. Yeah. And I kind of got this job from the hostel. So what happened is you work in the hostels and these jobs can pop in. Yeah. It was, it's rendering jobs, fairly easy. And so I picked myself up a trowel and the fork and that. And just got out there, did it. I worked for about 4 days. Yeah. And the guy it seemed like he was running a job for someone else. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I was, ringing. He's like, yeah, I'll give you money next week. Same thing. Right. And long story short, it didn't run up.
Right.
So, yeah.
There's nothing worse.
Did this, yeah, exactly. You got the materials. Luckily, I didn't get that. But, yeah, I did a week's work near enough. And, yeah, just, there's a few walls. It wasn't just one. It was quite a bit of rendering. And, yeah, didn't get paid in the end. And when you've got no money anyway.
No. And you need it, yeah.
Yeah, I was backpacking, so I had nothing.
Right,
So
okay.
that was pretty bad.
What was it like? What was that like, sunlight and heat wise, like rendering in that kind of, or was the conditions not too bad? Pretty mental, yeah.
Well, you just start early, and like you work away from the sun and that.
Oh, right, okay. I suppose you got to take some kind of sensible options, haven't you?
Yeah. You can set up like I mean, it wasn't a high wall to be fair, so I had options to like set up like a Z-balls or whatever. But to be honest, it was fine. It wasn't the height of summer, if you know what I mean.
No.
So yeah, you just get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, no, fair enough. He says casually, "Oh yeah, I just get used to it." I still got used. Sorry, mate.
You just start early and finish early before any sun comes
Before the
out.
sun comes up.
Yeah.
Fair dues, mate. Fair
And then
dues.
don't get paid.
Yeah, no, there's nothing worse than that. I did some job. Oh, it was years ago now. For a couple. They were nice enough, and I think I was getting paid by a builder anyway. It wasn't directly for the client, and the guy all the time I was there. Oh, and I think it's the wife first. She sat down, decided she wanted to watch me all day. Or half the day, and made herself a cup of tea. didn't offer me a cup of tea. Just made one and sat there and drank it.
She didn't make you a brew.
No, why she spoke to me, and then I thought, oh, fair enough. It's saying, I'm not going to ask you to make me a cup of tea. I'll just let you sit there and enjoy yours while you watch me.
Even though I want to.
And talk to me, yeah. And then, and she wasn't too happy about her old man for one reason or another, so she had a bit of a moan about him. Then she went out, and then her hubby came in with a crate of beer. Started to chat to me and sit down, take a chair and watch me, and cracked open his crate of beer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't drink when I'm working anyway, but he didn't offer me a cup of tea, didn't offer me one of his beers. He could have offered me a beer.
He could have said no.
He just went through one at a time, having a moan about his wife, and just sitting there enjoying watching me. And that was how the whole day went. When I got out of there, I just thought, I can't believe that couple on that job. It was a kitchen,
right?
And it was a fairly big thing. That this kind of pillar in the middle. I can't remember the details of it now. It was so long ago, but I just kind of thought, wow, what a couple. so it wasn't a bad experience. It was just where you kind of think,
not great.
Wow, some people are really
just being watched by a couple who hate each other.
Yes. I mean, lots of stories, but I won't bore you with those now, mate, because tonight's meant to be about you.
No.
Right, what else have we got here? Done that one. Oh, this is the really important one, mate. It's not my last question, but it is a very important one. And as far as I know, you're not a veggie or a vegan, are you?
No, I'm cutting down.
Yeah, well, same here, because my daughter's a veggie and vegan, so I still love a steak and a bit of bacon, but other than that, I eat a lot of pretend meat, and I've got quite used to it. I quite like it, if I'm honest. The question is, mate, a bacon sandwich, is it brown sauce or is it ketchup for you?
Oh, it's got to be brown, mate.
Oh, top man. Yep, that's it.
Did all right there?
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. Well, when I interviewed this guy, Stuart Roberts, he's got his channel is Trowel Talk, and he's got a Facebook group that's quite popular as well. And I asked him, and obviously I was expecting him to say brown sauce, and he said ketchup, and I kind of took a breath and thought, I just can't. I'm just so used to a brown sauce on a bacon sandwich that.
It was going so well.
I mean, we're still friends. We hugged it out, But it was. I just find it hard to comprehend. But that's why it's an important question, and why, apart from yourself and him, I'll be asking anyone that I ever interview.
Yeah, it's important to know, mate.
What it is. It is. Some things in life.
Watch that child talk after hearing that. I think we're going to avoid it now.
Oh dear, mate.
Stay clear of that, mate.
Definitely. Now, what I don't want to do is completely is kind of like wrap things up and then go, oh no, I didn't ask him about something.
That's fine.
But what I do want to ask you, mate, regarding your business, do you want to let people know approximately what area you're in? This is for customers, and their best way that they can contact you regarding like plastering.
Yeah. So I live in Hastings, and I mainly just work in Hastings as well. Again, don't really travel now just because of the little one. Yeah, no, don't blame you. Really. Yeah, the more local, the better. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, you can just get hold of us at plastering for beginners at outlook.com. Okay. And that's my business email. Send anything there, and take it from there. That's probably the best way, mate. Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Right, Blaine, it's been a pleasure. I could probably just chat to you all night, but yeah. Definitely. No, it's been great, mate. Thanks for the opportunity. Really appreciate it. No worries, mate. No worries. Guys, if you're not already following Blaine, I think you should jump onto Plastering for Beginners and subscribe. And if you're a complete beginner, get signed up for his free course because what you got to lose, Blaine? Nothing. And so much to gain, mate. So much to gain. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that.